for bet spreads. Are you asking if I'm card counting with halves? Are you using not Thorpe, who's the other guy? Revere. Using the Revere's half count. That's spreads. The trouble with spreads is you have to vary your bet by such large amounts that your capital will fluctuate very extremely. I can show you that with my Blackjack running count simulator. So this simulator randomly deals out 6 decks and shows you the running count, the true count, and the player advantage. And I can deal out another 6 decks whenever I click the refresh button here. So you see here the running count runs. The running count goes up to like +5, but when you adjust for the number of decks remaining, the true count is only around 1 here. So, and so the gray line is the running count. The blue line is the true count, that is the running count divided by the number of remaining decks. And down here is the player advantage. Now this is for a 6-deck game with a house edge of 0.6%. So this dashed purple line represents the average player advantage. And of course, as the count changes, your player advantage will fluctuate around this purple line. It has to go above the solid line, the 0 point, for you to have an advantage. So here we see just a few cards, a very small amount of time when you have an advantage, and only 1% at the very peak. So this would be 6 decks of waiting, making your minimum bet, or just watching. So I can deal another 6 decks like this. Click here. Okay, here we go. Here we have the count turns highly positive, a true count of +20 over here, after about 3.5 or 4 decks have been dealt out. The true count is up to, 6, 5 or 6, or 7? That's a very, very high true count. You don't see that too often. And here you see almost the entire 5 decks is in the positive, as shown by this graph here. It's almost always positive. This is an unusually good time to be a very lucky 6 decks. But we see that hardly ever gets that good. Here we have 6 decks where the count goes negative, and you would probably quit at this point, leave the table, because you got such a negative count. You're just wasting your money making your waiting bet. So you leave the table and come back later. And another 6 decks, same thing. You're in the minus the whole time. You have a positive count here, but by this time they would have shuffled it away. Because when you're playing, 6 decks, usually when there's 1.5 or so decks remaining, they shuffle. So, my friend from Greece, you're a good counter, but lose lots of times because not play good spreads. If you mean you don't spread your bet enough, like you only change your bet like 4 to 1, yes, you do have to bet a lot more when the count goes favorable, but when you do that, of course, you have random fluctuations of luck. Even when you have like a 3% advantage, you're still going to lose a lot of those hands, and a long losing streak was going to, make you lose your whole bankroll. That's the problem. If I do this again, now here's a good deck. It's moseying along here, and here we have the deck goes positive, and you have a few hands where you have a 3% advantage, but even then, you can still lose those hands very easily. 3% is unusually high, but still not something you can rely on to win. So you have to be extremely well capitalized. That is, have plenty of money to lose. I mean, when you have winning streaks, that's not a problem. But when you have a losing streak, the deck turns good, but you lose those hands, and you're put way behind, and it's hard to make it back. So that's what I found when card counting. It's very difficult. All right, so any other questions or comments? I'll go back to I can recommend this book. This is a free book. You can see it at qfit.com. I'll copy the URL into the chat. I recommend this book. It's free. It doesn't have any advertising, and it's just a great book. And of course, my own website, blackjackcalculation.com, which has, I'll copy the URL for that too. It's probably too simple for an experienced card counter, but it's it tells simple strategies for casual players as well as introduce card counting. 5 to 200 euros, and 10 to 400 euros. Let's see, 5 to 200, that's quite a spread. I'm surprised they don't kick you out when they see you spreading that much. But if you're, tell me one good spreads. 5 to 200 is good if they let you do it and you have, say, 20,000 euros in your bankroll, so you can handle those losing streaks. So, yeah, that's for me is the like if I go to Las Vegas, usually they have $10 minimum bets. A few places have $5 minimum. 10, that's too rich to me. I can spread from like 10 to 100, and when I have, bet 100 and I double down and lose, and I just lose a few hands like that, I mean, I could lose $1,000 just like that. So, okay, I have some videos about bankroll. So let me direct you to my videos. These are my gambling videos. Kelly Criterion, huge bankroll needed for blackjack card counting. So I'll copy the URL. This is why you need a $10,000 bankroll to win $10 an hour card counting. So I'll why is it not? Anyway, if you go to my website, blackjackcalculation.com, that's this one, and scroll down to where the links are. This is here, and click Kelly Criterion, huge bankroll needed for blackjack card counting, and you will. It explains why you need such a huge bankroll. What else? Yeah, look at these other videos too. You might find them helpful. Oh, you know about the Kelly Criterion. Good. So my video goes into more detail so that you understand the background instead of just knowing the rule itself, but exploring the reason for it. You play €5 when you have a true count of 2. True count of 2, bet €100. A true count of 2 would be an advantage of about 0.5%. So to be betting €150, you should be having 200 times that amount. What's 200 times 150? 15,000. You should have at least 15,000 euros in your bankroll. True count of 4, you bet 200. True count of 4 is about 1.5% advantage. 200. You should be having $20,000 in your bankroll. If you don't have that much, I think you're betting too much. The losing streaks could wipe you out. So, bankroll for a day. I think what you have for a day is not important. It's what you ultimately have altogether that you're able to risk. So, €200 bet is quite a lot. I mean, like I said, if you've got a 1% advantage, your bankroll should be at 100 times your max bet. At least 100 times your max bet. So probably bigger because you'd be doubling down sometimes. You bet 200, double down, you've got 400 on the table, and you lose a few of those, you've really set yourself back. The minimum, maximum for a day. It doesn't matter whether it's a day or a week or a year. You need that huge bankroll. You need that huge bankroll. Watch the Kelly Criterion. Watch this video, and see if that helps. So for those just joining, this is gambling, blackjack, and card counting live Q&A from blackjackcalculation.com. I'll paste the URL one more time for information about blackjack. I go to casino with €1,500 is good for today. No, if you're betting 200, that's you should be betting 1 to €15 if they allow such low bets. 15, you're I think you're betting too much for your bankroll. The bankroll has to be really big compared to your maximum bet. All right. So to those who are just joining, this is the Blackjack live Q&A. And so I've been talking with my friend from Greece about bankrolls for card counting, and I think I would advise that you use either bet smaller or have a bigger bankroll available for your bet size. For more information, go to blackjackcalculation.com. Scroll down to the gambling videos, and hope you can learn more from those videos. So I've been online for a little while, so I'm about ready to sign out. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.